In the heart of West Africa, long before the world knew of a country called Nigeria, there was a land teeming with life. It was a land divided not by borders, but by kingdoms, by customs, and by 1,000 different stories. A place where power was fought for, and alliances were forged and broken. This was the land where Nigeria would be born. In the northern reaches, the Oyo Empire stood tall, a kingdom whose reach stretched across the desert. Here, traders from the Sahara came, and with them, wealth and wisdom. But beneath the surface, the empire held secrets of power and conflict, of rulers who ruled with iron fists and whispered dreams of greater things. To the southwest, in the shadows of towering palaces, the Yoruba kingdoms thrived. The art, the culture, the intricate politics of Oyo, Ife, and beyond, kingdoms so rich in history, yet so tangled in ambition. But this was only the beginning. For in the far south, a land of green forests and great rivers, the Benin Kingdom, renowned for its art and might, stood as a testament to the power of unity and the dangers of betrayal. And then, the world outside began to turn its gaze upon this land. It came not with gifts, but with chains. In the 15th century, Portuguese traders set sail, and soon, the slave trade began. But the people of this land, their will could not be broken so easily. They fought back, whispered tales of freedom under the cover of night, and held on to their identity despite the storms. The British, driven by an empire's hunger, came to this land in the 19th century. First, they sought riches. Then, they sought control. Lagos was their first prize. It was not long before their influence spread. The land, once independent, was now in their hands, divided and reshaped into something entirely new. And so, in 1914, the country we know today was born. The British merged the North, South, and Lagos, calling it the Colony and Protectorate of Nigeria. But it was no peaceful union. The people of the North, South, and East, different in language, culture, and history, now found themselves bound together under the same flag. But even as Nigeria was forged, cracks began to show. In the quiet corridors of power, whispers grew louder. The people wanted more than just the hand of the colonizer, they wanted their own voice. Leaders like Azikiwe, Awolowo, and Bello began to rise. Their dreams, their hopes for a united, independent Nigeria, were met with fierce resistance. And still, they pushed on. But there would be no easy path to freedom. In the midst of ambition, betrayal, and struggle, Nigeria found itself on the edge of war. The Biafra War, a war that would break the land into two, one side desperate for independence, the other holding on to the dream of unity. It was a brutal conflict that would leave scars deep in the heart of the nation. In the end, Biafra was defeated. The nation was reunited, but the wounds of war ran deep. Nigeria, born out of conflict, stood at a crossroads. Would it survive the next challenge? Would it rise above the divisions that threatened to tear it apart? Today, Nigeria stands as one of the largest and most powerful nations in Africa. But the question remains, can it ever truly heal from its past? Can its people, once divided, now unite for a common future? The story of Nigeria is far from over, in fact, it's just beginning.